Yo, what is going on YouTube? This is Joltzwolz here, back again at the speed of light, and welcome to another Pokestrats video where I'm going to be showing you how to use the one and the only Drampa. I mean Drampa. Yeah, Drampa, not Grandpa, it's Drampa. And I have not used this Pokemon a lot. Like recently, just about a week ago, I started using Drampa, and believe me, that is when I thought I have to do a Pokestrats video on this thing, because this thing is just so good. And here I am doing a Pokestrats video on this insanely good Pokemon known as Drampa. And yes, before we begin this video, hit that like button down below, but only if you like it. You can hit it after or before. If you like the video, hit it. If you don't like it, then don't. Interact with me in the comment section down below. Tell me what I need to improve on by communicating with me in the comment section, and also share this video with other Pokemon lovers, and subscribe if you haven't already for more fun Pokemon content, as I'm gonna try to upload at least one video per week for you guys. So let us just crack up and get into the Pokestrats video where I'm going to be showing you how to use Drampa. So like I always do, my first set is going to be the Drampa set, which I like using, and the one which I use the most, and it is going to be this one right here. And it is my favorite set, which has of course Drampa in it, then Leftovers as its item, because this set involves a certain move which goes well with Leftovers. And anyways, Leftovers is a good move on Drampa because of its ability. Now its ability is going to be Berserk. There are two good abilities for Drampa, which are Berserk and Sap Sipper. Cloud9 can work well, maybe if you're playing in Draft League and you want to counter some weather, then Cloud9 is a good one as well. But this is a standard laddering set, that's why I'm gonna choose either Berserk or Sap Sipper. So here I've gone with Berserk because this is more of an offensive set. But if you don't want Lead Seed annoying you, you can go with Sap Sipper. So that's up to you, but I prefer Berserk. Now the first move is going to be Hyper Voice. You know, Hyper Voice is that good stab normal type move for special attackers. You know, it's been doing really well even in the past generation, and this generation as well. It goes really well on Drampa because special normal type stab with that 135 special attack stat, it's just insane. So Hyper Voice for stab, Flamethrower because of course you could have gone with a dragon type move, but believe me, you don't go with dragon type move on Drampa when you're running just two moves. You know, you don't do that, because then you get completely walled by steel types and you can't really do much. That's why we have Flamethrower on here to counter the steel types. Of course it gets walled by two Pokemon that come to my mind straight away, which are Heatran, and the second one is Chandelure. But anyways, a team is not made up of one Pokemon, and there are always options which you can use instead of just using a single Pokemon. So yeah, Hyper Voice and Flamethrower are the two moves, attacking moves I have on here. Then for the third move, the move which is really important for Drampa is Substitute. I mean really important for Drampa. When I say that, I mean in this set, which is Substitute, because Drampa's like its stats are kind of bulky with that 78 HP and 85 defense, 91 special defense. It's a bulky mon. You might not think that straight away, because there are many better mons which can take hits better than this, but believe me, this thing is really bulky. It has taken Moonblast easily by Pokemon like Tapu Fini. That's why it's really good. And of course it is really tough to break this Pokemon Substitute. Literally almost every single Pokemon becomes attack fodder, except for if it's a fairy type or if it has a super effective move on you. It is really good with Substitute on there. The next move I have is Roost. So when you have Berserk, I prefer, and especially on with Substitute and on such a set, Roost is a really good move, especially when nothing is able to break your sub. because you set up a sub, then someone goes for attack on that turn itself. Since Drampa is really slow, it gets a roost up, and the substitute does not even break. And then you can go for an attacking move on that Pokemon, maybe 2-hit KO it because of that awesome attack, special attack stat, which is 135, really good. And moving on to the EVs, I have 200 HP on here to give it that bulk. It has the natural bulk, but increase that natural bulk enough to so that no one can be able to break that substitute. Then going into defense, 16 in defense, just cause this is a more special defensive Pokemon, and I want it to be more specially defensive so that it can set up easily on the stat it is. Like for example, if it switches into a special attacker, for example, let's say Rotom Wash, for example, any electric type you can take, so with that special defense, maybe something goes to a Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, you can take that easily. Maybe the sub does not break. Mostly I'm pretty sure the sub does not break, and it can take those special attacks really well, especially Grass, Fire, all the ones which it resists. So I prefer running special defense also because it can take a Sacred Sword from Keldeo and from the new beast, Ultra Beast, which I don't remember its name. I think its typing is Steel Grass, so it can take a Secret Sword from that as well. But I personally prefer this. You can maybe switch it around, it's your choice, but this is a better option for me, as it's more specially oriented, so I wanted to get better in that stat itself. So now this is my favorite set, like I said. Now my second favorite set is this one right here. It's not really my second favorite, but it is a really good set, and my friends really suggest this. Now it's Drampa, Choice Specs Drampa with Berserk. You could once again run Sap Sipper, but once again this is a more offensively oriented Drampa, so I prefer Berserk. Now since it's Choice Specs, it just has to be a wall breaker, right? So you can go Draco Meteor. That's what I said, when you have 2 moves, then you don't go with the dragon type move, but when you have 4 moves on there, Draco Meteor, like any other special dragon type like Hydreigon or Goodra, it just breaks to everything, especially because that special attack stat is just so high, 135 special attack. And then Flamethrower, once again for the steel types. Hyper Voice doesn't stab normal type move. Then here is the move which you can change up. I have put Surf on here. I just put it randomly. I didn't really know, I wasn't really supporting a single move. I just put Surf there randomly. Now instead of Surf, you have many options. You can put Surf on there, you can put Thunderbolt on there, you can put Ice Beam on there, and yeah, so it's one of those Pokemon. You can even put Focus Blast on there. It's one of those Pokemon which like a Goodra, it has all that coverage on there. You can even put Energy Ball on there. So there are quite a few options other than Surf to put on a Drampa as that last move. So these are a few options. You can check out there are moves such as Shadow Ball. You can just check it out, and I am not sure, but let me check it out right here. It's better to give you advice rather than making you. So it does not get Sludge Wave, but it has so many options. Who wants Sludge Wave when you have so many options? Of course Fairy types, but Hyper Voice is so powerful on that stab. Hyper Voice is so powerful. Not many Fairy types want to switch into this thing. Now you can change up the item. Here I have Choice Specs. You can go with Expert Belt. Now since it has so much of coverage, of course it has 2 moves which don't really support an Expert Belt, which are Draco Meteor, as it's only super effective against Dragon type, and Hyper Voice, which is super effective against nothing. So that kind of falls behind, but if you want, you can just switch out these 2 stab moves, which I don't really advise, but it is your choice at the end of the day. You can go Expert Belt on there. Then you could go Life Orb on there. If you want to switch moves and you don't want to get locked into a move due to Choice Specs, you can go Life Orb. And this final set is really good as well, which is Assault Vest. Now Assault Vest raises special defense. Now for the previous set, I suggest the same Drampa EVs, like the first one, which are 200 HP, 16 defense, 252 special attack, modest nature, and 40 special defense. But if you are going assault vest, you know, it really gives that special book already to Drampa. You can maybe switch it around and give this 40 in the defense stat and 16 over here, or maybe even decrease it, give it 8 over here, get 48 over here, since that assault vest already increases the special defensive stat by a lot. And of course you get locked into moves, so you know you have to go with 4 moves with assault vest on here. This is really good set as well. Now here as well, Sap Super might be good. You know, Sap Super is good when you don't want to get annoyed by lead seed. The main reason why Sap Super is good on this thing, if you don't want to get annoyed by lead seed, because it can take grass type moves easily any day. So moving on to my third set, I have on here Calm Mind setup Drampa. So leftovers really good on any setup Pokemon. Sap Super. Now here I won't recommend Berserk, clearly. I'll recommend Sap Super, because for many setup Pokemon, you know, they really get annoyed by lead seed. So Sap Super is the move to go. So of course you can get annoyed by Toxic and all of those moves as well, but you can't really do much other than giving it rest over Roost. But I prefer Roost any day. So I have Calm Mind on here, as it's a Calm Mind setup Pokemon. Then there's Hyper Voice for stab, Flamethrower to deal with steel types, and Roost to gain that HP back after setting up. So this, as you can see, is a Calm Mind setup Pokemon. So you want to make it bulky on the physical side more. So HP, you know, give it 252 on here, making it bulky on the special side more as well, even after those Calm Mind. Then I'm gonna concentrate more on the physical side this time around, since I have Calm Mind with 248 defense, bold nature, and just 8 in special defense, as it already has that Calm Mind on here. But if you want, you can maybe decrease this a little and give this a little more, you know. But I recommend you keep the defensive stat way higher and really strong, so it can take those physical hits as well. So also another thing I would like to say is that if you want, you can maybe switch one of these moves for substitute, so that you know you don't get affected by moves such as Toxic. So yeah, you could as well do that, and maybe remove the threats out which for example steel types, and then you can just come in and set up and do all of your job in this rec shop. Now, like I always do, there needs to be one heat set. So according to me, the definition of a heat set is a set which not many people use and which can still work well. Now many people, they say heat is something, a random set with maybe a physical Drampa, but physical Drampa sucks. Just look at that, 60 attack, 60 attack, and you think that will do good. So I give you sets which are good and which not many people use, even though this might be kind of common. But also shout out to Jake for suggesting the set to me. He told me about he gave me a little hint about it. He told me a Glare, Roar and Roost set can go well as well with Drampa. So I got the idea from there, so shout out to Jake. And I have got Drampa on here. Leftovers, Sap Super. This is another bulky set, that's why I have Sap Super over Berserk. So I suggest when you're going offensive, you go with Berserk, and when you're going defensive, like the previous two sets, you go Sap Super. And so, you know, standard Sap Super. Then Roost, since it's bulky set, you know, Roost is good. Glare, now of course it gets Thunder Wave, but Nintendo and Game Freak started to thought smart and they nerfed Thunder Wave. But anyways, even if Thunder Wave was not nerfed, I would prefer Glare, as now it's at 100 accuracy, and like Thunder Wave, which they dropped to 90, and unlike Thunder Wave, it can paralyze ground types as well. That's why I suggest you go with Glare. Then there's Roar to prevent setup, it gets really annoying, especially if you put up many hazards on the field like stealth rocks and 3 layers of spikes. Roar really gets really gets annoying, and then hyper voice for that stab move. So 252 HP, 56 in defense. Like I said, since I don't have Calm Mind on here, and I like to increase the better stat of the Pokemon even higher, so it becomes better at that field itself. Here in the bulky case, its special defense is higher than its defense, so I want to keep the special defense higher, and I'm going to give it 200 in the special defensive stat with a calm nature, and 56 in the defense. So yes, that is my bulky annoying kind of set on Drampa. Now I would maybe if you don't want, you can run Toxic instead of Roar, but this set is that it's just good to stop setup and all of that. Then if you want, you can just remove that Glare and put Toxic, but I suggest Glare once again. So this is the bulky set. Now, unlike the previous Pokestrats, like I used to suggest you moves Pokemon that work well with Drampa, I'm not gonna do that this episode onwards, because it really makes the video too long, and I don't think people enjoy watching that long of videos. So yes, this will be it. Now before I sign out, hit that like button down below if you liked it, if this video helped you. If you didn't like it, maybe hit the dislike if you hated it, and interact with me in the comment section down below by telling me what I need to improve on and what I did well and what I need to keep up. Just interact with me down there. And if you want to interact a lot more with me, then join Discord. I have my own Discord server. You can check that out in the link in the description. You can hang out with me and many other cool people, and it's a lot of fun out there. And also you can get special preview of my thumbnails, and also I will tell you down there in the server my update, an update about my channel and all of that. And also of course there are a lot of cool people, so you can have fun with them as well, many YouTubers. So yeah, if you want, you can come down there, hang out. The link to that Discord will be in the description down below. You can make an account and just come down there. Then I have made a Twitter. I forgot to announce it, maybe since a couple of videos. Yeah, so I have one, so you can check that out. It's also in the description. And yes, I think that will be it. So I'll come back next time at 3 × 10⁻⁸ meters per second, and peace.